Don, they came out, voices loud, chanting to be heard, not only here in Buffalo, but across the country. Protesters say they're sick of what they call an injustice against an entire group of Americans. On the east side.
No justice, no peace.
And on the west side.
I cannot breathe.
Protesters connected with organizations from all around Buffalo came out to fight for racial equality.
It seems today it's a crime just to be a black man, a black woman. It seems like out here nothing's changed. It's the same system, the same slave mentality, and it's enough. We're not going to go for it any longer.
But unfortunately, in our society, black people are considered dangerous enough to be murdered, even if they're not a direct threat.
Protesters say there's a feeling of a lack of trust between people and the police departments, not only in Buffalo, but across the country.
The community is weary of the law enforcement because they don't believe that law enforcement is there to protect them. And I'm talking particularly the African-American community.
Pastor James Giles is part of the Buffalo Peacemakers. Their members are in gold and black jackets. They came to make sure everything stayed peaceful throughout the protest.
Fight back, fight back, fight back, fight back.
Protesters from the east side eventually joined forces with the protesters on the west side of the city at the Grant Street Community Center. 14-year-old Charlotte Waltz-Reber from Hamburg and her mom traveled to both.
I think it's important that my generation gets involved because we are the future, and if we don't do something about it, then change isn't going to happen.
Charlotte says she came out today because she was angry about what happened to Eric Gardner and Mike Brown, but she's worried the protests today were too confrontational.
I think they should be more peaceful. I understand why people are angry, but we have to take the right approach to make a good change.
Protests continue in New York City this evening. Local protesters are planning another event called Turn Up for Eric Gardner tomorrow evening in Elmwood Village. Joe Malillo, News 4 10.